Hello everyone, welcome back to Rolling Solo. My name is Adam Smith and this is Imperial Assault. This is Legends of the Alliance app. We're playing through Flight of the Freedom Fighter, and in the last episode we left off with Vader. Our friend Vader here had emerged, force choked our very last rebel trooper on the board and killed him off. It was absolutely vicious, and because of that we're going to move forward hoping to survive. So we're going to go ahead and load up the game right now. We're going to go to the Alliance Assassins, load, and jump right in and see. Now this door right here is locked. I don't know if I've talked too much about the door itself. We can't just run through it, although it sounds like a great way to exit. If we take a look at the app here, if we click on that door, it says this door leads into a rebel base. You must ensure the Imperials are not able to breach it. This door is locked, so there's no way for us to get into it. There's no gameplay mechanic that allows us to escape yet. We just have to hold out. Now, one thing I did forget in the last video was when Vader force choked the last rebel trooper. This doesn't impact gameplay whatsoever. I forgot essentially to go here in the rebel trooper area and just kill this rebel trooper off. So you simply hit the icon to the left of the trooper, go up to defeat rebel trooper, hit defeat, and this guy goes away. Doesn't impact gameplay whatsoever, but always remember, kind of like Mansions of Madness, to update the app with all of your activations as well as deaths, because otherwise the app can't tally things correctly. So at this point, Vader's the only one who went, and as you can see from the app here, if I do a quick scroll, you can kind of see all the different individuals showing up on this board here of all the different people we can potentially attack and also activate against us. In the top right hand corner, Vader is there, of course, and he can't be killed. On our left hand side, we have D, who's ready to activate next. So let's go ahead and activate D. Now, my thought process is, if I can't go ahead and take Vader out, and I essentially really can't do anything about Fenn, and D's the only one I can activate right now because Fenn has already activated first, then I really just need to get D up close and personal to this droid and do some damage. That's really my best chance to thin the herd. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually have D do a little bit of broken up actions essentially. So first I'm going to do a movement action, which she's allowed to have up to 4 speed. So I'll use 2 of that to get her to here. Now that's not enough to get her adjacent to the pro droid, but if you remember, her plasteel staff, if we do an attack, has reach. What is reach? Well, let's take a quick look and remind ourselves what that is. It's a figure with this keyword can perform melee attacks targeting figures up to 2 spaces away. The figure must still have line of sight. So as of right now, we do have that reach ability if I choose to attack, which I'm definitely going to do. Now, the other thing I'm going to do with her is I'm going to use her precision strike ability, which is if I take 2 strain, you can use when declaring an attack with a melee weapon, which she has, to choose or remove 1 die from the target's pool. And this target here has a black defense die, which I'm very happy to remove, and we'll take a green and yellow and roll freely, hoping that we can do enough damage to kill it. Now, this individual has 2 health right now, or 2 damage I should say, on it, but we can roll a green and yellow die thanks to the plasteel staff that D is carrying. So let's roll and hope that the dice are in our favor. And they are, it looks like. So we got way too many surges, which is perfect. So we ended up getting, and technically, sorry, I didn't actually put strain tokens on yet for using my precision strike, so I just did that now. But essentially we got 1 surge will give us another damage thanks to the plasteel staff, plus the extra surge that we got we can use to take one of these strain tokens away so she's not as badly strained. Awesome. And this probe droid is dead, so we're going to take this guy, remove him off the board. This was the gray one, so we'll go over here to the app. We'll hopefully find the gray one. There he is right there, and we'll say he is defeated. Perfect. We got some fame there. We got 3 fame off the app. So now we're here. We've moved 2 to get to here, and we attacked. So we technically still have 2 of our movement left to use. My plan with her, or strategy anyway, is to move her back 1, 2, and then I'm going to use an extra strain to get her back even further. The reason being is I'm trying my best, based on the fact that Fenn is very close to death. Fenn has 22 health total, 12 from here, 10 from the app, so that's 22, and then damage-wise, he has 21 damage. So I really don't want anyone to activate and target him. So by putting D right here, I'm basically blocking any line-of-sight attacks against Fenn, because no one's going to be able to make a shot on his far right side, but on his left side is very much open. So D's going to have to, with her 13 health, really hold the line down and not take any extra damage. Now, I just went ahead and moved to that position. I have to take a extra strain, or 1 strain, sorry, to move that additional position, because I was here. Let me think about it. I was here, and I moved 2, And then I went 1, 2, and then strain for 1. Yes, so I'm all good, and the strain token goes there. Perfect, so we got 2 strain. And that's it. That's all D can do for this turn. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to end D's activation. All right, and it looks like the Elite E-Web Engineer is going to be here, and he's got a bonus of 1 and an accuracy of +2. A bonus gain, sorry, a surge of 1 and 2 accuracy. Now, let's see what the activation says for this guy. So, the activation says, Imperial figures do not block this figure's line of sight. Now, we'd also note from this particular E-Web Engineer that these guys attack twice. It says on the card to ignore, or on this app here, ignore the tripod ability on the group card, but you'll also notice on the actual deployment card that there's an assault ability on the bottom, so it's saying not to ignore that one. It says you can perform multiple attacks each activation. So keep that in mind, that the E-Web Engineer is nasty that way, and if in the right position can make those multiple attacks. So we're going to go to the first one. The first one's attack D. Well, the very first thing he's going to try to do is attack D. So yeah, he can shoot through Darth Vader, but technically based on his line of sight right now, he can make this as the only line of sight that he can make on D, but he can't actually draw another line of sight to the other corner because they overlap. So technically he doesn't have a clear line of sight on D thanks to this terrain element right here, because only one line of sight can go across that thing. They can't cross when you're getting to those 2 points on the other characters. So he's going to have to move, essentially. So really, when the instructions are telling him to attack and then attack D again, he can't do either of those. So because of that, he goes to the third instruction, which says move 3 to attack the closest hero, which just happens to be D again. So he's going to basically pick up and he's going to move to get as close to D's shot as possible, which means he's going to have to kind of move to the other side of this column or this row here so that he can get an angled shot at her. So he's going to essentially move 1, 2, and 3. So it's going to put him right up next to the Imperial officer, but now at a much better angle to get D. So if we take a look at the angle he's got, he can draw a line from his corner there to D's far back corner there. Sorry, let's see if I can get my arm not to shake while I'm doing this. So right there will be one drawn line, and the second one would be right there. And neither of those lines intersect. So he can actually make that shot, which is not good for us. So he's going to go ahead and try to attack. Now, when this guy attacks again, remember from his bonus, he gains +2 accuracy and a surge. And here's a surge priority. So right off the top, he's going to get 2 extra damage. Ouch, that's really bad. So he's going to take his dice, which and for this elite is a blue, red, and yellow. So we're going to take the blue, red, and yellow. Oh man, this is going to be bad. Now D, remember, D has the ability of foresight. So it says when she is defending, she can reroll a defense die. She rolls a white die. So we'll put the white die in the pool. Now, what's going to happen here is if I get a really bad roll here, like essentially if I don't get that dodge symbol, which is what I really want on the white die, then I'm going to be probably trying to spend another strain to reroll and get it, because this could be a really nasty hit that D has to take here. Now, hopefully, and it is just 1, but still it's pretty bad. So here's hoping things pan out for her. That was not what I wanted. So I'm definitely taking another strain so I can re-roll this white die, because that was a terrible roll. And I got at least a half decent one there. So we essentially block 1 damage and 1 surge. So we are going to block the surge, well, at least the surge that's on the die, of course, to get an extra surge. So we block that surge, we block 1 damage. But the 1 surge that got through, actually let's check accuracy first. My mistake. Make sure that the accuracy is there. So we got 2 accuracy plus 3 accuracy is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He can't even make it. So essentially he's going to end up shooting right beside Vader, which means because the attack never happened, that's about it. So there was no attack successfully made on D, so that's pretty much where that ends. So that actually worked out really good for me because the attack never landed anyway. So that's perfect. Now the next instruction says, so there's no damage there to be taken by D whatsoever. So actually in hindsight, I probably wouldn't have used the strain to roll again because the attack would have never landed regardless. So I'm taking that strain token back. The other thing it says underneath here, it says if the figure performed the previous instruction, which it just did, it suffers 2 damage. Now what that means is, and I can't think thematically as to why that would actually happen, maybe it's because of picking up the gun, packing it up and moving it allows him to be open for fire, or maybe it's because when he rolled his dice and he shot right here, Vader got really pissed off and maybe turned around and force choked him. That could make sense. So so thematically maybe Vader just got really angry that he missed a shot and gave him a quick squeeze around the neck. So we'll say that that's what happened. He suffered his 2 damage, and then what happens next? It says, if this figure did not attack, move 6 to reposition 3. Well, it did attack, so then it's going to ignore that particular instruction as well, and that's the end of the Elite Web Engineer. Alright, so we're going to finish that off. Okay, so now we're back. It is on our turn, and we've got both of our guys active. Now, the one thing to really remember here is the fact that we have 2 med packs, and I really need to use these med packs on Fenn, because Fenn is a hurting unit right now and really needs to heal up. So if I activate Fenn, the question is whether or not it's worth it for him to do anything on this turn. He could potentially, now if I rest, that's an action, and then his second one would be fairly useless as well, because I'm kind of keeping him to the back of the room on purpose. So I think what I'm going to do is going to use one action to rest with Fenn, which is going to allow me to use a med pack. So it's going to say right here, would you like to use a med pack to recover 5? Yes, I'm going to. So that's 5 is going to be recovered off of Fenn to get him back on his feet a little bit better. Now the next question is that technically D's in the worst spot. So Fenn's not near death as much anymore, but D is probably going to start taking more hits because there's all these other guys that can activate, and essentially these Imperial officers, when they activate, can even tell other units to attack her. So she actually might be in more harm than Fenn is at this point. So it probably makes more sense to actually use the other heal on D when it's her turn, like to activate her and rest. So what Fenn's probably going to do now is not much. What else can we do for him? We can, it says at the end of the activation, if there are no friendly figures adjacent to you, can recover a strain. I don't want to do that. Really, I'm buying my time is essentially what I'm doing here. So this the second action that Fenn has, I'm not even using. I hope that's a good decision. Now when D activates next, on the next turn, I'll be able to heal a 5 off of her because she's going to start getting hammered. She's going to have a lot of these guys hitting her. So I think I need to leave one med pack for her because I think she's going to need it. So this is going to be real dicey. Okay, so, and especially well, I guess Vader won't activate this round, but I mean, I don't know what's going to happen next round. Either way, this is bad. So we're going to go ahead now and say that he is done, even though, because again, the only other thing I could do is move out. Like I could move with an action. I can't even shoot because of where he currently is located. I really put myself back there strategically to not get hit. But once I use that med pack for a rest action is when I can use it. Essentially kind of caps me at doing anything because I can't shoot around that corner. I can't draw 2 lines of sight to 2 different corners. I can't do anything that way. So that's kind of unfortunate. Yeah, so that's not going to work out real good. So we're going to go ahead and end Fenn's activation now. And the regular E-Web Engineer is going to happen. So this says, when this figure declares its first attack, add 1 blue die to the attack pool. Okay. So the very first activation is Imperial figures don't block the line of sight. Nasty. The first attack's going to be against D. Now, let's see whether... of course, this guy's way over here. So nothing's going to happen because he can't actually draw a line of sight to D, who's way over here. So that's going to get ignored. The second one's going to get ignored. The third one says, move to attack the closest hero. It can't do that either. It can't get in range. It can't even attempt. Even if it moved 2, it couldn't get into any range where it even have a chance. So it's going to ignore that instruction as well. And then it says, if this figure performed the previous instruction, it gets hit by 2 damage. Well, it didn't move, so it's not going to get hit by damage. And then finally it says, if this figure did not attack, move 4 to reposition 3. So essentially, this guy's going to actually try to get closer, essentially. So he's going to pick up and go 1, 2, 3, and I guess he would go 4, something like that. Actually, I guess he would go like that. That's actually something I'm gonna have to double check on. So I will check that in the rules actually whether these two spot individuals go on angles or not. I don't think they do. So he'd kind of be sitting like this, I guess, essentially, or maybe more so like this would be a better way to put him. But regardless, as of right now, he's nowhere near it. So he moved, he was here, he went 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, that's as far as he can potentially go with his gun, and that's pretty much where he stops. So now he has done his turn. So that's the regular E-Web Engineer. We're back to D. So D's over here. So D is definitely going to use a med kit and rest. So we're going to have, and actually the bonus with that, again, the resting, is we get to lose all the strain tokens that we have on us. We get to lose one of the, we'll go ahead with med pack here and say, yep, let's use a med pack and heal for 5 so she can handle a little bit more damage later on. She's also going to probably tuck back just a little bit further. So she's going to go 1 and stay there, I think. So that she's just at a good enough spot to protect Fenn, but not close enough up here to be hit by anybody else. That's perfect. So I think that's probably where she's going to stop. And this is, I mean, I'm buying my time because, to be totally honest, I can't defeat the amount of enemies that are coming at me. And me putting her up close and trying to do hits is not smart. So let's see what happens here. So we're going to end her turn. Oh my gosh, I'm terrified. Okay, the elite probe droid. Where's the elite probe droid? Good, he's way over here. So he's got a self-destruct 5. So at the end of his activation, the figure is adjacent to a rebel and has suffered 5 or more damage. He rolls a die and blows up. Well, that's not going to happen. Targeting computer, gain +1 damage and 2 accuracy. Wonderful. Move 3 to attack Fenn. As of right now, can't do that. Can't move 3 to attack Fenn. Move 2 to engage as many rebels as possible, as minimum 1. Can't do that either. If adjacent to a rebel, end his activation. Can't do that. Move 2 to reposition 3. That he can do. So he's going to go ahead and move 2 essentially on the track here. So whatever I don't know what's the closest route, but I think it's going this way. So we're going to go 1, 2. And then it says move 6 to engage as many rebels as possible, minimum 1. Can't do that, but he can do the last one, move 6 to reposition 3. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a decent move right there. That's pretty solid, although he doesn't get to attack, but man, is he ever close. That's bad for me because if these Imperial officers happen to give him an order to attack, I may end up having an elite probe droid going after me here. Yikes. Okay, here we go. So blue Imperial officer. The blue Imperial officer, the first Imperial officer attack gains +1 surge. Nasty. Okay. Now this says order. Another Imperial figure with a cost of 3 or less that can perform an attack attacks the rebel who has suffered the most damage. So the individual who suffered the most damage would be Fenn, but nobody can target him right now. So it's going to be D that's going to get attacked by this. And it has to be a figure cost of 3 or less. This elite probe droid is 5. Vader is considered 18, as you can see on this card. It's extremely high. The only close option we have is a stormtrooper, though I don't actually, you know what, the stormtrooper might be able to, oh no, he can't because those Imperials are in front of him. So that's actually works out really good. So that order is going to get ignored because there's no move with that. It just says if it can perform an attack, it'll attack, and it can't make line of sight through, so we're actually okay. Then it says if this figure did not use an order, move 3 to attack the rebel who has suffered the most damage. So essentially this is now going to take our blue Imperial officer and he is going to move 3. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3. That's as far as he can get, which is right here actually behind this particular terrain element. And it says to attack, but he can't. So because he can't, that's as far as he's going to go. The next one says, let's see here, what's next? Move 1 to attack the rebel who has suffered the most damage. Okay, so he's going to go again. He's going to he's just going to keep on trying to move here. Actually, no, he can't move to attack. Move to engage. This figure is not adjacent to another Imperial figure. Move 4 to reposition 5. So he's going to skip. The other two orders actually say to move 1 to attack, which he can't do. If he moves, he can't attack, and then move 3 to engage, which he can't do either. Then the next one says if his figure is not adjacent to another Imperial figure, oh he is, move 4 to reposition 5, and then Cower says if adjacent to another Imperial figure, recover 2. Well, he's not the one that's damaged though. It's the damage actually is against this guy, so it's not going to he's not going to recover anything. The adjacent non-focused Imperial figure with the highest figure cost becomes focused. Okay, so basically he makes the elite guy focused, essentially. So that's one thing he will do. So he's going to make the elite E-Web engineer focused, which is bad, I guess, for us, because he can actually shoot through all this mess. But that's essentially it. So there was no attacks made because just based on movement alone, he could not get close enough and couldn't shoot through all of this stuff going on. Oh, wait. My mistake. There's a change here. Hold on a second. So if I take a look again, We did the, if this figure didn't use the order, move 3 to attack. So we did the move 3. We tried to attack. We weren't able to. Then the next one said move 1 to attack the rebel who suffered the most damage. We can't do that at all. We can't even get close because of the way that Vader and the droid are there. Move 3 to engage the other Imperial figure with the most health remaining. We can totally do that. So actually he would move again and go 1, 2. Actually he would move essentially to get right up next to Vader, which would be like right behind Vader basically. And then technically on top of this, instead of focusing and giving the focus ability to the E-Web engineer, he'd be giving the focus to Vader, who's the strongest, making him even more brutal when he attacks, which is not good. And now we're done with that officer. Good gracious, that's insane. Next up is the Gray Stormtroopers. Okay, so squad training. While attacking, gain Pierce 1. That's not good. If the target has already been attacked during this group's activation, gain Pierce 2 instead. Okay. Move. So let's do these Gray Stormtroopers one at a time. They're all down here in the back. So I don't even know if they're going to be able to make it, and they likely can't shoot through, but we'll try. So the first one says move 3 to attack the hero with the highest endurance. Can't do it. You can't. We can't attack anybody close by. So we're going to have to do the last 2, which is move 2 to reposition 4. So that's going to, we'll send this guy 1, 2. And then the last one says move 6 to reposition 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can get to here. And that actually is within 4, so that's perfect. So he can actually get right to here. And then this Stormtrooper here is going to do the move 2 again. 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he can only, he just bottles up right behind him. And this guy goes 1, 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he can't go any further anyway because there's too many Imperials now. So now he's here. So he's bottled up there. So now we just got like a ton of guys coming through the door at us. So those Gray Stormtroopers are done. Purple Imperial Officer. Oh, this is where it's bad. Okay, at the start of this activation, each Imperial figure within 3 spaces of this figure discards 1 harmful condition. Okay, there's no harmful conditions on any of them, so that's okay. Each of those figures that did not discard a condition recovers 2 damage. Okay, so anyone next to this, and it's a red token, but essentially 2 damage would mean that this E-Web engineer heals himself. Does the actual... I don't think it's for himself. He's just healing people around him. That's the only person he heals. So actually healed the gunner, which is our most dangerous individual because he can shoot through this mass pile of craziness. He's going to do an order now. Another Imperial figure with a cost of 3 or less that can perform an attack, attacks Fenn. Nobody can attack Fenn right now because Fenn is still hiding behind this wall and D's technically blocking line of sight. So that order can happen. So it's going to be an attack against D. So basically the Stormtrooper, I think, is the only one that's willing to do that. It's a 2 cost. So the Stormtrooper is going to attack, and the Stormtrooper attacks with a blue and a green. So we'll get those dice out. D's taking the attack. She has 1 white die, so she's going to try to hold this attack off. And I do have a reroll with strain if I don't like my dice. Actually, it's not bad. So we got 2 surges, accuracy-wise, 1, 2, 3. He didn't hit me anyway. He missed completely, so no worries there. So that order happened. It did. Then it says if this figure did not use an order, move 3 and attack. That's not going to happen. Next up says move 1 to attack Fenn. I don't know if I can actually make that happen either because where he currently stands, he can't move 1 to do that, so he's going to skip that. Move 3 to engage the other Imperial figure with the most health remaining. So with 3 movement, can he get close enough to somebody with the most health? The most health would probably be the E-Web engineer, I think. Yeah, it would be the E-Web engineer. So we'll say that he's going to move on the opposite side of him. So 1, 2, 3. We'll put him right here. They're really clumping up like crazy here. And this 2 damage follows him, of course. This 2 damage is on the Imperial officer. But now what ends up happening is he's going to focus this guy right here. So now he's focused the nasty E-Web engineer. So he's even more ready to go next. So we're going to go ahead and finish this off. Oh, if adjacent to another Imperial figure, recover 2. Oh, actually, so cower. If adjacent to another Imperial figure, recover 2. The adjacent non-focused Imperial, yeah, so this actually means cower says if adjacent to another Imperial figure, recover 2, and he is. So he is gonna recover those 2 now. And wow, okay, that's craziness. And he also gave this guy focus. Jeez, that's a lot. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead with the... Now, is that the end? Please be... Oh, blue. That's right. Who's blue? Oh, that's right. We never activated these guys yet, even. There's one more blue stormtrooper still going here. Okay, so this is squad training. While attacking, gain Pierce 1. If the target has already been attacked during this group's activation, that's not going to apply because there's only one of them. Okay, so activation. Move 4 to attack the healthy hero with the lowest speed. Lowest speed is, well, they're both 4. So the healthy hero would be D. So he's going to go to attack him. It's a move 4. So let's see how close we can get in range of this guy. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we can put him right here. We got to make sure that we keep these damage tokens beside each one. So this is Vader's 2 damage, and this 2 damage is for this stormtrooper right here. So he is definitely in line of sight of the healthiest hero with the lowest speed, which is D. He's going to be taking his shots, so that's too bad. It's going to be a blue and a green. D has a white tie. Oh dear, this is bad. This is bad. Okay, that's a decent hit actually. So we blocked one. Did they have any extra? Okay, so we blocked that damage. We also evaded that surge. They got the accuracy they needed to actually make that shot happen. So that shot is going to land on D, and the only thing that's going to get through is 2. I don't think there's anything extra I'm missing. So evaded the surge. They don't get any bonus surges. We blocked 1 damage. So yeah, 2 damage comes through and we can't do anything about it. Unless I wanted to strain and re-roll my white die, but I'm not going to risk it. I'm pretty okay with what happened there. So we'll take the 2 damage. So she's at 10 total now. But we survived, thank goodness. Next up is to move 2 to reposition 4. So she doesn't. The stormtrooper doesn't want to be right next to her. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll have the stormtrooper just kind of fall back in ranks next to Vader here. So the Vader is kind of got his full entourage of bodyguards basically ready to go here. Okay, so with that full entourage, we can see the blue stormtroopers are now done. More Imperial forces come bursting out of the jungle. Because of course they have to. How many blue stormtroopers are on the board? There's 1. Reinforce 2 blue stormtroopers. Okay, so 2 more blue stormtroopers are going to come, and they're coming in here, and we'll say here. We'll also go ahead and grab 2 of the blue. So this is going to reinforce that group that was there from before. This is insanity. Okay, like that. Continue. How many gray stormtroopers are on the board? All of them. All 3 are on the board still. It's going to spawn something else. Oh, there comes the Imperial probe droid. So we're going to give it a gray color because we already killed this guy off. So we'll put that probe droid back into play. He's going to show up right here along with these guys. Not good. We'll give him a gray color because that makes sense. It's easy to track. Next up, another one. Oh no, deploy an elite stormtrooper group. Oh, this is madness. Okay, so in a few seconds, we're going to drop some elite stormtroopers right here. All right, and there's our elite group, our squad of stormtroopers, as well as their stormtrooper card. They're going to put some more punishment on us, so hopefully there's no more coming, because I don't know if I can handle any more. Just 1 transport left, Lieutenant Talkin calls over the comlink. Hold on just a little longer. Oh my goodness, this is brutal. Are they going to give us any... Oh, look at that. The withering fire from the Imperial forces is taking its toll on your team. We're nearly done loading the last of the transport, Lieutenant Talkin informs you over your comlink. You just need a little more time. I'll clear your way to your ship if you need to make an escape. Another door opens on a remote signal from the command center. Open the door and place tiles 25B and 36B. Awesome. All right, we're going to do that right now and come right back. All right, and the map tiles are placed. We've got ourselves a little bit of an opening here, even though there's a crazy amount of Imperials coming at us. Wow, I did not expect another tile, but man, do we need to get out of there real fast. Okay, so the door has opened, and we can go ahead and see if there's something else that's going to come in here. So we'll go ahead and hit continue on the app. Some crates appear to have been left behind in the rush to evacuate. They may contain something useful. Oh man, this is stressful. Okay, so we got a couple more crates coming in. So this crate here is going to be in the back corner right here. And then we're going to have another crate that's going to be right over here. We got a couple crates that we can go check out, and then we're going to go ahead and replace those, and we'll continue on. Another squad of rebel troopers comes rushing out of the base to provide you with reinforcements. Deploy your rebel trooper group. Awesome, so we got these rebel troopers back. Finally, we got some help here. So we got these rebel troopers. Where are they coming from? They're They're right here. We can put them anywhere adjacent, so I'm going to try to get them in positions that can do some damage right away here. I'm going to put them here, here, and here. Something like that, maybe. Maybe I'll do it a little closer like that. That looks good. All right, so we got those guys in. That's awesome. All right, let's continue on. Oh, geez. The stress of the battle is starting to get to you. Yeah, that's true. Minor peril. Each hero may test, oh gosh, your insight. Each hero that does not pass suffers 1 strain. Oh geez. Okay, so my insight on D is a green, blue, and a yellow. So I got all of this. Let's roll it and see. We're just looking for a surge. We get a surge, we're safe. We did, so we're good. We passed that test. So no strain taken by her. Fenn, though, he might be a little bit more prone to this. A blue and a green, as you can see by the eye there for insight. So we're going to be rolling that, hoping for surge. This is more likely to not work out. Oh, it just rolled back to a surge, so we are fine. Whew. All right, so we are not stressed out, apparently. And we're moving into round number 6. All right, guys, I think this is a perfect time to stop. I know it's kind of punishing to leave it right here, but this is good. On the next one, we're going to go into round number 6 and see how this thing pans out. Hope you guys are enjoying it. It's been a blast so far. I'm really, really enjoying this app. It's fantastic for solo play. Hope you're having as much fun as I am watching it. Give me a thumbs up if you like what you see. Share it with your friends. And as always, keep on rolling solo.